Your discretion is advised.
But will be completely ignored.
Spend time with your family? Sure I do. Good.
Like TV from other dimensions has a somewhat looser feel to it.
Yeah, it's got an almost improvisational tone.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday. You know what that means. It's the Wrestling Asylum live on the air here on the OTTR and Hardcore Sports Network. But folks, make sure you do me that big favor. Like, share, subscribe, stay notified, Telegram, baby mama, Google Plus, your sister's ass. What can Brown do for you? Fuck FedEx, fuck the Postal Service, and well, AOL with the beep. Also, don't forget, check out the link tree for Off the Top Ropes podcast. This is linktree/Off the Top Ropes podcast. This is where you can find the links to all our brand ambassadors, the merch, everywhere you get your podcast. Even check out the archives and stay up to date. My deepest apologies before we continue. Because of the wacky weather, somebody's voice is a little so yeah. And Bobby is in the chat. Good morning. Welcome to you, kind sir. Nice to see you. Also, before we continue, I have to remember to shout out some love to our brand ambassador. Have you kicked the coffee habit yet? It's W your Swift Energy, 10% off with the OTTR Mob promo code. Lots of flavors, kick coffee. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Wake up. Also, 10 or 15% off both Okazi clothing and Habits 365. Look fly going into the spring right now, and pretty soon we're going to be hitting that beach weather. You never know. You want to look good at the bar, the club, the family barbecue on the beach. You know, fellas, you want to pull some tail. Ladies, you want to pull them dudes. So check them out, and don't forget, show the Pod Mob some love. Help us keep the lights on. Bonfire.com/or/Off the Top Ropes Network. Everything from hoodies, tanks, sweatshirts, you got it, you name it. It's the Pod Mob Men logo, Black Hearts Angels, and including yours truly. We got different colors, we got different styles. Show some love. Show you rolling with us. And if you're not doing that, what the fuck were you thinking? So again, that's bonfire.com/store/Off the Top Ropes Network. Make sure you show some love. Help me keep the lights on. I got the original logo, the retro logo, the Dr. Quinn Day logo, and you never know what else. But folks, as you can see, I'm by myself. What the fuck is going on? Well, I guess the guys are running a little late. Today we're supposed to have a special appearance by the predictor, the Seer, the one and only KB. He'll be joining us on the program, hopefully today. But there's that. Now, I'm going to address the fucking elephant in the room before we go on with the program. I know you're watching, you son of a bitch. Pet Project? Really? Fuck you. Fuck you. And you know exactly who I'm talking about, pal. I recommend you really never come back. See, I was nice last week, but I've had 7 days to stew. That's now twice I've been stabbed in the back. Twice. And you knew better. What'd you do? You fucking stabbed me in the back. So guess what? Don't come crawling back. I don't want you back. You know who you are. As far as I'm concerned, you had your second chance. Don't come crawling back. You're not welcome on this show again. I'm speaking on behalf of the people that put their money in, that actually meant what they said. I trusted you, and you fucked me over. So first,
You ain't shit.
and second, fuck your off a show and gain bullshit. Yeah, I'm that pissed after 7 days. I don't recommend you try to contact me or reach out to me or ask to talk to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, you fucked me over and I don't tolerate betrayal. I recommend go about your life. And the next time you come asking for a platform, go fucking figure it out. I don't want you back. If you're not going to put in the effort to be here, shove it. Because I'll go down with the ship. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on with the program. I got the Seer. I got the predictor. He's here. And he's got a lot on his mind. We're going to get underway. I've had my fun venting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, KB the Seer is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We got to give a round of applause. And it goes a little something like this. KB, kind sir, how are you? Welcome to the program.
Once again, I apologize. I apologize for being late. Had a late night of drinking last night. Some things I will not mention on FCC Airwaves happened last night.
Let me explain something to you, bro. When it comes to that type of shit, what do? We plead the fifth.
Yeah, after last night, there's a lot of things. I won't plead the fifth a lot of things last night. So, first, my apologies for being late.
Oh, no worries. It's all good. But you know, something's happened in NXT. Nobody saw it coming. The rise of evil. That's right. He's here. He's here. The former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Evil has come to NXT. On Tuesday night, Tony D'Angelo was addressing the NXT fan base. All the while, we were wondering
moments
what the package was. Then, all of a sudden, the NXT arena went dark, and a mystery, shadowy man with the same symbol he received on a package last week arrived, and with a very familiar logo shrouded in violet and magenta, presented the shirt with that same symbol. And the rumors were true. Evil has arrived in NXT, making it known he's coming for the champion. Folks, we also had 2 other amazing debuts in NXT. I don't know who this guy is in the middle. My mind is a little off this morning. Same Ep the 5th. But KB, thoughts about the rise of evil and showing up in NXT. Holy shit. The floor is yours.
First of all, I didn't know they was going to keep the name Evil. I thought his name was going to be Sinister. Because the rumors were that WWE had trademarked the name Sinister.
Wait. That's almost as bad as The ding dongs.
I mean, I just heard that doesn't that sound like a TKO thing they would do? His name is not evil, it's sinister.
No, that's borderline evil, man.
But overall, NXT had to do something because let's be honest, NXT got gutted with these call-ups because you lost Mariah May. I'm not calling her Blake Monroe. Her name is Mariah May.
Amen to that.
You lost the fifth member of Pretty Ricky from back in the early 2000s.
Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks.
Who else did you? You lost Mr. Joe Hendry, which I was on this show. I did say that Joe Hendry was not going to be in NXT for long. I did say after WrestleMania he'd be in the main roster.
Yeah, you predicted that months ago.
Who else? Who else did NXT lose? They lost a whole bunch of people.
Well, you named some of the key ones. Ethan Page was another.
Oh, yes, they lost. They lost Mr. All Ego. So you had to do something. You had to replenish the roster, but you replenished the NXT roster with a lot of guys that nobody really knows. Outside of Evil, nobody really knows anybody else on the roster, unless you watch.
It's Evolve and whatnot.
I'm about to say, unless you watch Evolve or LFG, and let's be honest, nobody watches that shit.
Testify on that one. Unless you like us who keep tabs on everything.
True, we do.
What were your thoughts about Evil showing up and he's stepping straight to Tony D'Angelo instead of straight on the main roster? I mean, other than the obvious we've already known.
Honestly, I didn't think much about it because I kind of figured you was gonna put Evil somewhere near the main event scene because you lost so many people. So I don't know when you're gonna do it. I'm assuming Evil is gonna wait till the summertime to put the title on Evil, or maybe you do it sooner. I'm not sure. But as far as Evil's concerned, I'll get to this later with the wave of releases that came out earlier this week.
Oh, we're going to dive into that momentarily, actually.
All I can say is to Evil, and we'll say it like this. I hope you stay in WWE longer than a year like some of your cohorts. And that's been your word from KB for this segment.
Well, one of the things that we also are going to dive into, and I guess Gunner Moody is running late today or something has come up. So if he's unable to be here today, hopefully he'll be back with us next week because we will be doing a short show next week because it is Mother's Day. You need to go celebrate your mamas, your big mamas, your aunties.
Your baby mamas.
Your baby mamas. Don't forget that. But
baby mamas matter too, y'all. Remember that. Baby mamas matter too.
This is true. Baby mamas matter too. Bobby said he's liking to see what Evil does next. I'm intrigued by it overall. You're not wrong. They had to do something. So who else do you get? And you're right. You just hit the nail on the head because this is a two-part segment. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of having the celebrities' involvement in pro wrestling. But I want to start with the recent departures that shook us less than 48 hours ago. And I'm going to say this to you, KB, because I know you're going to appreciate it. How the fuck do we lose the New Day? How do we fucking lose that?
Now, Eric, I'm going to be real honest with you right now. I am in the great city of Illinois, the great city of Chicago right now, visiting my beautiful fiance. I was on the plane yesterday, sitting in first class, by the way. I was on the plane yesterday, and as soon as we got out of airplane mode, my phone was blowing up with notifications about the New Day has been released. The New Day has been released. And at first I'm thinking to myself, this has got to be fake.
So did I.
I'm thinking, no, there's no way. Then I'll put my phone back in my pocket. About 10 minutes later, again, I'm seeing it coming from Sap. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I was like you. I was like you. I'm thinking this is like them stupid fake death hoaxes. This is just bullshit that Meltzer and Alvarez and all these other cocksucking IWC dirt sheet pieces of trash are making up. Then I go to Twitter and I start seeing "Thank you, New Day." Thank you, New Day. I'm going, everybody on a religious kick? Because, it's not specifying. Then the back of my brain went, oh, fuck. It can't be. I'm going, no.
Not Woods and Kofi.
As soon as I went to I'm like, let me check one thing. Because that's when I would know if it's legit. So I go to WWE.com, to the alumni section, and I start scrolling and I see Kofi first, and I'm going, fuck! Just like the Switchblade.
And I'm gonna say this, my brother. With the New Day being released, this proves what I thought about TKO and WWE for the better part of the last 6 months. They don't care about tag team wrestling. Because in the course of a week, just in the course of the past 7 days, you have released the Motor City Machine Guns, which are probably a top 5, maybe top 10 best tag team of this generation. And you released the New Day. What?
Well, okay. Here's my opinion. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You had Motor City coming in white fucking hot. And then what'd you do with them?
You put the titles on them within 2 weeks on the main, within 2 weeks on the roster.
And then what happened shortly after they lost them? They faded off, right?
You did absolutely nothing with them.
That's number one. 2. Tonga Tailoa, Jeff Cobb. If the biggest fucking tease didn't tell you something is coming, that's why Jeff Cobb got released.
When I saw Jeff Cobb got released, the first thing I said was, go home. Go back to your family. Go back to the United Empire. They can use you right now.
Either he will go to the Empire or bring me Dario Cueto. The rebirth of Lucha Underground is coming.
That could be a way.
And I would be, he would recapture his role as the brother of Dario Matanza. So we'll see what they come up with.
And my thing is now, when you mentioned Tama Tonga's brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had the Gorillas of Destiny. Ain't nobody realer than Gorillas. You had them on your roster, and you did nothing.
This is like the old man when he had all the 3 founding members or 4 founding members of Bullet Club, if you think about it, because it's AJ, Finn, Gallows, and Anderson, and you had all 3 members of the Shield and Shinsuke, and you fucking could have done nothing, didn't do nothing with it, where you could have fucking booked it in a way that could have gone 2-3 fucking years, and you could have had it culminate at a WrestleMania. This reeks of the old man.
And TKO is just proving to all of us they are greedy as hell.
Oh,
if you're not making them money, they will release you.
Oh, that's an understatement and a half. No question in my mind.
This was just the New Day. I want to bring this up to you, Eric. Imagine the New Day versus the Young Bucks. It's no longer a fantasy match anymore. It is a potential reality.
It is. Because if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong here with this. If I recall, it was years ago, almost a decade, and FTR had just been released, and the Young Bucks said, one day we will wrestle FTR, and the pro wrestling world will love us. Well, what the fuck happened during the pandemic? And we never looked back. I would say, I bet you, as I sit here slowly dying, right now, Tyson Wilson, Matt and Nicholas Jackson are having a very long conversation with one Kofi and Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
I mean, as of right now, I don't know if you've seen social media yesterday, but MJF is already tweeting about the New Day. The first thing MJF tweeted was, "It's a new day. Yes, it is."
Something's brewing.
Even Ricochet was tweeting something about the New Day yesterday.
I
don't see. You know what? I thought about that yesterday.
So did I.
And you know what? That actually fits with them because of the New Day. They're very close with MVP.
They're also close with Bobby Lashley and with Shelton.
I mean, I definitely could see them joining the syndicate.
Somebody said this.
Ooh. See, that could happen. I can see that happening.
He's right. Hurt Syndicate MVP made the comment. They're looking for new
members. If they join the syndicate, the New Day or the tag team, Shelton is the mid card, and you got Bobby as the main eventer. It actually fits perfectly together.
Yeah, the thing of it is how do I want to put this? Tony's been smart in the way of if he's bringing in newer guys from AEW, from WWE and other parts, he gives them their chance to showcase themselves, shine a bit. Then he'll pull them off TV, do Ring of Honor for a while. But if they're doing well in Ring of Honor and having fun and doing whatever, he's not going to pull them unless he really needs something on the main situation. So, in my opinion, I could see New Day giving back in a way at some point. You and I both know Tommaso Ciampa's there. We know what's coming. We know what's coming because it's already been announced. Mr. and Mrs. Gargano are not re-signing. They're going to do what Ciampa did. They're doing what Ciampa did. They're going to let it run out. And I bet you 6 days later, it's a TKO.
I mean, just before we go, Eric, just think about this tag team division for a second in AEW. FTR, the Young Bucks, Cope and Cage. You've got the Rascals, the Hurt Syndicate. You've got Top Flight, who's there. People forget about Top Flight.
Private Party's injured again. You've got a 6-man tag team division that nobody thought would ever exist.
And now you add the New Day, not just the New Day, but you add the New Day and the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh, my Lord.
And you can spread them out between AEW and ROH. Now, to me personally, one thing I would like to see Tony do, give Anna Jay a real shot. You don't want to lose her.
No. At this
point, look at this.
We just got the guns back last night. Austin and Colton both together.
The only thing missing is their notorious leader.
King Switchblade.
King switches right. So you have so much to play with.
That tag team division, my God. If Tony does this right, can you imagine the mixture of tag matches we can get? Young Bucks versus
combos that are coming. I don't think anybody truly realizes the combinations that are on the horizon. Because think about it. FTR, Motor City Machine
Guns. Never gotten that match before. That match. If Gargano leaves, Bobby, that's coming. DIY and Bucks is coming.
I know this. Motor City Michigans and Young Bucks, we've seen it. Early days of TNA. We've seen it again in ROH. I could see one more round against them now.
And the thing is, this is going to be a new day. This is a version of the New Day we've never seen before. We've never seen them without the WWE handcuffs before. Can you imagine what these guys have to do in the wild?
Imagine unleashing Kofi Kingston and doing whatever he wants. Imagine Austin Creed or Xavier Woods turning it loose. We know what he is capable of.
They're about to experience a freedom they've never had before.
And it all stems, and it's actually later this month, May 25th, 7 years ago. Started with one specific man who had been set free a month earlier. And on his release day, released the sickest fucking vignette I've ever seen. 3 letters turned into 6.
And that man became, that was that promo that you're talking about by Mox. That was the equivalent of saying, I'm free now.
But if you remember, go back a minute. What did he do after he attacked Jericho that night? He got on the ropes and going, I'm breathing fresh air.
For the first time in a long time.
Time in years. And here was the rub. Look at where we're at now. The creative freedom doesn't have to be creative control. The creative freedom to pitch ideas and concepts. Some you may like, some you may not. Okay. Yes, there is somewhat of a structure there now behind the scenes. Thanks, Punk. But to me personally, part of me thinks because you have minority ownership from Paramount or whoever, they're coming in saying, hey, listen, we're not trying to tell you what to do, but in the back, make sure they, act like adults, be respectful, shit like that. And you can see it. You can see it a little bit. But I will tell you, what I guarantee you, 30 days from now or less, we are going to get some kind of vignette from those two. And the moment that occurs, you can't tell me social media is going to blow up. Hunter's going to be sitting there going, oh my fucking God. But I understand in part why, because you need to keep the roster fresh. You want to keep new faces. I get that. But if you don't have enough, you need the guys and girls that were there when you got there to help build them and whatnot. And that's something I don't think TKO understands. As Cody said, shut up, count your money, and stay the hell out of it. I mean, am I wrong to think that, or?
I mean, at this point, we all know TKO is pulling the strings backstage. We all know that for sure right now. I just don't understand this right now because TKO was just saying, look, we don't care about tag team wrestling. We don't. Because I want you to look at Eric, I want you to look at the state of tag team wrestling on both Raw and SmackDown right now. You got Logan Paul and Austin Theory is your world tag team champion.
Boring.
And over on SmackDown, you've got Damian Priest and R-Truth as your WWE tag team champions.
Funny. Wait. Roman and Stephen A. Smith had something they wanted to say. See? I mean, even Stephen A. is going to a book. That's fucking bullshit. You're right.
And you're gonna love this. I'll make you laugh on this Sunday morning while you're drinking something. You know who the most well pushed tag team is on SmackDown right now? The Miz and Kit Wilson.
Are you?
I know they're still tag team, Bobby, but guess what? They're not being used.
It's like, okay. How do I want to put this? I think you'll know where I'm going with it. It's like what Vince got into in terms of tag teams in the mid '90s before the Attitude Era really kicked off.
I wouldn't even say the late '90s, the early '90s. I would go about like the mid to late 2010s. Remember that tag? Remember how awful that tag team division was?
That and the Divas division at the time was the piss break, the take a dump break, the smoke a joint break, or if you were at a show, and I did see this happen quite a few times, grab your girl and grab a quickie break.
Or in my case, just watching the show, just sit down, put your head back and think, why am I watching this? Just contemplate, why am I still a wrestling fan?
Yeah, tell me about it. Now,
and you know what? I just had an idea. What if the New Day go to AEW, they can also work in New Japan. Imagine the New Day with the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles at some point.
Mm-hmm.
This would solidify them as one of the greatest tag teams of this generation.
Absolutely. Now, on to the other piece that I think we need to talk about. Celebrity involvement. I'm two ways about it. I get it, but we don't need it for everything. Okay. You will appreciate this. We used to have it when it was Arnold Schwarzenegger making an appearance. Mike Tyson, we all know how that turned out. Things like that. Simple shit. Yes, Logan Paul came in as an internet darling, but has put in the work. We had the thing with Bad Bunny. He put in the work. I got to say this about Jelly Roll. He's put in the work, but we do not need it in key situations. WrestleMania, biggest fucking example. Did not need Mr. Let's go Pat McAfee involved. Did not need it. Didn't fucking need it. Plain and simple. I sat there scratching my head. And nothing. What's up, Mick? Nice to have you in the chat. To me, if you do it correctly and properly, meaning one, has to make sense for the story. Two, unless they are willing to mix it up and put in the work to learn how to take a bump, keep them the fuck out. Like I said, Bad Bunny backed it up. Jelly Roll has backed it up. Logan Paul has gone from internet darling, and now he can back it up. But
credit.
I will say this. There are things that did not need to happen. Pat McAfee, enough said. Remember the celebrity hosts for Monday Night Raw? You had Reverend Al Sharpton, who I sat there going, his heart's not in it. He doesn't know why the fuck he's here. He looks like he'd rather be smoking a joint or preaching, which I give total respect for. No disrespect to the Reverend. I'm just saying, yo, why are you on Raw? Name recognition. It's getting that casual fan. Here's the problem. TKO. You are bitch slapping the fans who got you here. And you're giving us the tickle taint prostate no lube exam. And sooner or later, one of two things is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Move your head from your ass. Or, and I hate saying what I'm about to say, I'm going to probably go to Pro Wrestling Hell for it. We will bear witness to the modern day version and collapse. WCW.
Eric, my brother, my brother in Christ. If you watch SmackDown on Friday nights, we're already in wrestling hell.
Bro, let me explain something to you. I can't sit through SmackDown. I'd rather gouge my eyes out. I'd rather gargle battery acid. Okay.
It's too much I can't do it. And as far as you're saying they're going the way of WCW, I can see it coming because one, WCW, there was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be the head of WCW for some reason. Because it didn't go from Russo to Kevin Sullivan to Bischoff back to Russo. And then towards the end, nobody knew who was running WCW.
Okay, so it started with in the early night when Turner brought it. It was like Jim Herd, Kip Fry, and it was basically in that couple of years before Bischoff took the reins. Pretty much one big giant circle jerk. You didn't know who ran it. Then Bischoff came in, and we all know how that went. Well, when Vince got the ball turned around, that's when WCW, because the merger with AOL was beginning with Time Warner, started putting the handcuffs on WCW when it was like, you cocksuckers don't fucking get it. I need the cuffs off. I can't go that way. That's what I pivoted from. I can't go back to it because if I do, I'm going out of business and you motherfuckers are going to cause it. So he leaves. In comes Russo, and they think, oh, Russo can steer the ship. 3 months, couldn't steer the ship. They get rid of him. Sullivan gets the buck. He can't fucking steer it the way as fast as it needed to. He was trying to turn it around and go, okay, let's get it back to going 88 miles an hour. If you know, you know. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. Nope, couldn't get it fast enough. So he drops the book. In come Bischoff and Russo together. It isn't until the near end of 2000 where they finally got rid of Russo, where no one fucking knew. And it wasn't until, 83 weeks I listened to it. So I know I'm paraphrasing a lot of Bischoff. The 5 weeks before the shit went down, Bischoff, as we know, was getting investors to buy WCW, was going to pull it away reboot it, do it like they did when TNA started with Fox Sports Net, when they went from pay-per-view to that. And then he was really going to kick it into high gear and come back on cable. Because he had the investors, and Fox, at the time, Fox Sports, was discussing it. Then came the stake through WCW's heart. Vince bought what he needed, pennies on the dollar, for $7 million. At that point, because of the fact, two things. Couldn't get the talent because a lot of talent had one of two options. Go take the pay cut and go work for Vince, or because of the merger, AOL had no say, none. They were forced to pay out the remainder of certain contracts. And guess what? That's why it took Rey Mysterio so long. That's why it took
Scott
Steiner, Hogan, Hall, and Nash,
Goldberg.
Now, this is a fun fact. Flair was supposed to not show up after Survivor Series 01. When he had come back in that whole thing with Bischoff and whatnot, and then becoming president of WCW and then losing his damn mind, he had signed one more contract. And I think it was a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of November of 01, it was supposed to be WrestleMania 18 would be the night he'd be in Toronto.
That would have made more sense.
And he would have walked out when Hunter won. Oh, look who it is. It's the boss. What's up, brother? Sorry about my voice. With the way the weather's been, congratulations. Yours truly and allergies mixed together. Welcome to Strap. Or early stage.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sober up from last night, but continue.
Just plead the fifth, Your Honor. Anyway, so basically, what we would have had then is twofold. You would have dragged the Invasion storyline to WrestleMania. Hunter wins the main event, wins the undisputed title. Closing moments, Vince goes to present it as the sole owner of the WW. What the? And out walked Flair and went, you do realize you only own 50%, right?
Cool.
I have the other 50, but I didn't come alone. Luger, Mach, Sting, the Steiners, Goldberg. And as they surround the ring, this was an idea that they had thought up, according to Bischoff or somebody else. I forget who the fuck it was that said the idea was Vince would go, what the hell are you? And then when he's like doing this, Vince, Flair would turn around and go, you do realize I have a business partner, right? Bite me. And out walks Bischoff and he goes, hey, Vince, remember this? Hogan, Hall, Nash. Welcome to extending the invasion the way it should have been booked. But I digress. Now, back to the original topic of discussion, which is the celebrity involvement. KB.
Yes, sir.
A celebrity that has been involved in a story that you enjoyed, and then one or more than one, and tell me your thoughts about why they should or shouldn't do it.
Okay.
Tyler, what up? How's it going, brother?
Okay. We all can agree the Pat McAfee situation. I mean, we all can agree that was terrible, right? We all can
That's
agree that
who
was awful.
booked this shit.
This should be, as far as a celebrity that I enjoyed. Trying to think, you probably have to go all the way back to just off top of my head is Mike Tyson. The Mike Tyson thing I enjoyed.
Yep.
However, I think in the year of 2026, we don't really need celebrities to be part of the show like this. Unlike, like you said, unless it's like a Bad Bunny he wouldn't put in the work, or unless it's a Logan Paul who wants to put in the work. The Pat McAfee situation, there was a place for Pat McAfee, but when you inserted him into a high profile match at WrestleMania, it turned a lot of people off to the point to where wrestling fans like you and me really don't really care if you bring in celebrities right now because it's like, why are you doing this right now? That's just me, myself personally.
Again, for yours truly, I also think at the same time, if you think about it, all right, yes, you want to get the casual fan, you want to get the word out. I get all that. You're trying to promote Netflix, you're trying to promote ESPN Plus, Google Plus, your sister's ass, like I said in the beginning. You're trying to, promote all this shit. But there comes a point where you have to step back and go, motherfucker, wait a second. We're bitch slapping, we're butt fucking the fans that got us here. Okay. The best way I could say it. TKO WWE all under the same banner now, Tyler. I hate to say that. I fucking hate to say it. But you got to hold them both accountable. Sorry. You're under the same umbrella. You're getting held accountable. To me, my favorite one, Mike Tyson, abso-fucking-lutely, because look what it did. It gave us the rise and the culmination at Mania 14 for Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it began what would become the well-known greatest fucking rivalry that has not been replicated since. We have not had a rivalry so mainstream that it has transcended whether it's politics, music, or other sports. Nothing has come close to Austin versus McMahon. Not
Never.
fucking thing. You can sit there and tell me, oh, this did, that did. Go fuck yourself. Bullshit. I dare anyone, and I mean anyone. KB, you know this. I dare anyone to try and find it and prove me wrong. Till that day, shut up, smoke a blunt, you'll be fine.
You can't. Austin McMahon is legendary. You can't fake it. There's nothing we've seen in the past 20 years that comes close to Austin McMahon.
Nope, not a fucking thing. And in terms of celebrity involvement, like seeing him in at ringside and shit, like an early LeBron James, that was
fine.
That was fine. Or a young Harry Potter in UK, that was fine.
Ronda Rousey when she first came in, that was okay.
Yeah, when she bitch slapped Stephanie and tossed Triple H around like a little bitch.
That was fine.
That was fine. Okay. That type of shit, I understood. Bad Bunny put in the work. I respected it. They put him in the right situations for me not to be pissed. Jelly Roll. Up until this point, it was logical because you had him tagging with Randy to deal with Logan Paul and whoever the hell else Logan Paul brought back to back him up. That was logical. I feel like this is a two-part deal because it takes two to tango. Yes, Tyler's right. You have a TKO move. But why does it feel like Hunter took a page out of the old man's playbook.
Mm. Speaking of celebrities, I don't mean to bring this up, but have you heard the news that TKO might have a place for Stephen A. Smith going into the summer?
I wouldn't mind it because look who it is.
It depends what they have him doing.
I don't think they're going to have him in the ring. That's for sure. But I could see him because he is a good talker.
If he's a mouthpiece for somebody, I'm okay with that.
That is what is logically necessary. Because here's what's happening, and I got to give TKO an A for this. They're trying to put professional wrestling into a legit sports genre of the sports category. We've all known it's been. The problem now becomes how do we take the script out of it? That's the problem.
The fact that you had ESPN cover the first hour of WrestleMania, I'm not gonna lie, that is something I never thought I'd ever see. WrestleMania on ESPN.
Me neither. I almost shit myself. Excuse me.
God bless you.
Thank you, kind sir.
That's crazy to me. But I understand it's a money thing, it's a business thing. And yes, it made a lot more people tune into WrestleMania. God bless you.
Thank you. But
A lot more
overall,
people.
I'll say this for what it is, KB.
Mm.
In some ways, I feel like the celebrity involvement is going to backfire.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate that.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Before we go to commercial, sooner or later, and I do mean this, in my opinion, okay, I do think we're going to have celebrity involvement that will piss the fans off enough to where this whole thing backfires.
Oh, no doubt. The Little Yachty Trick Williams thing. I mean,
Prince Nana, baby.
First of all, Lil Yachty, do we really need him at WrestleMania? Lil Yachty really didn't play a factor into the Trick Williams Sami Zayn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was kind of okay with Lil Yachty because he wasn't a big part of the story. But Pat McAfee, you inserted him into the WWE Championship main event at WrestleMania. That's
for no reason.
That's what I had a problem with. That was me personally. I had a problem with inserting McAfee into the WWE Championship situation.
You know what should have been? Final boss, plain and simple. That would have been the most logical.
Oh, and Aaron, before we go to break, I just want to bring up the hypocrisy right quick.
Oh, I want to hear this. I'm giving you the center spot.
Now, for the better part of an hour, I've been kind of quiet because, well, I had a night last night, but I really wanted to bring this up. Why in the hell? Okay, first of all, before I'm preface my comments when I say this, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu on paper, great match, phenomenal. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther on paper, great match, phenomenal. But logic says Jacob Fatu is a SmackDown wrestler going after the Raw World Title. Gunther is a Raw guy going after the SmackDown World Title.
Can we
Why?
say the draft is basically null and void?
If you could have had a draft, this would have made more sense.
Exactly.
You could have said, well, we traded Jacob Fatu to Monday Night Raw in exchange for Gunther. I could understand that. But you just randomly, Gunther's wrestling Cody for the WWE Championship at Backlash.
Oh yeah,
just why?
I get it.
And I'm like, and people get mad like, well, what happened to Randy? People saying, well, Randy's hurt, Randy's injured. People, Randy Orton just punt kicked Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. The story was not finished.
Exactly.
Oh, Randy's hurt. Where?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but hey, you got Cody, you got for as far as I know, you got Cody and Gunther at Backlash for the WWE title. Excuse me. Which Gunther's not winning. All I know is
shit if he wins.
TKO, please. Just do. I can't say do better, but give us logic. Yeah,
I'd be like, TKO, stay the fuck out of the book.
Just give us logic. Because now you're insulting wrestling fans' intelligence now. But I'm sorry.
Here's the other thing, too. As Cody said, fire me. How the fuck did you think that turned out last time? Because I guarantee you, he's got a special fuck you because he knows TKO pulls any shit. He makes one phone call. And people have said privately.
Can I come home? Just tell Tony, can I come home?
More than that. He's willing to walk on Dynamite unannounced with the title.
Damn.
He is willing to go down that fucking path if these bastards want to play that game as the ultimate FUCKYOU to the old man and this bullshit.
That's something that's taboo in wrestling. Nobody's ever has an active champion has never walked on a show with a world title.
Correct. But with that being said, KB, you hit the nail on the head. It's time for that commercial break because when we get back, we're going to dive into the rivalry that is the American Dream, baby. Dusty Rhodes and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. You ain't going to want to miss this, baby. We'll be right back.
And you're listening to Off the Top Rope Podcast. And if you're not, dead.
Hey, it's Chris Jericho here with the Blackheart Angels. And this week,
oh my God, Andrea
and
Stacy
are going to talk about their experiences here at the Rhode Island Comic Con meeting me. So you could say that the Blackheart Angels just made the list. Bye.
That's awesome.
in the storm, feel the ground shake. Wednesday night vortex, no escape. Lights flash, bodies clash, high stakes. We don't play games, we raise quakes. Yo, it's midweek madness, chaos in the zone. Fist swing heavy like a cyclone. Crowd on fire, bass hits your dome. Every strike written in blood and stone. Steel ropes rattle when the titans collide. Legends in the making, can't run, can't hide. Vortex spins wild, pulling all inside. On this canvas, only the strong survive. Step in the storm, feel the ground shake. Wednesday night vortex, no escape. Lights flash, bodies clash, high stakes. We don't play games, we raise quakes. From the alleys to the main stage, warriors bred. Pain's the language, everything said. Wu style fury mixed with 50s grind. Money, power, respect, leave weak behind. Yo, the crowd chants loud, blood pumps the beat. Every drop of sweat hits concrete. Warriors sworn, we never retreat. On Wednesday night, we bringing the heat. This ain't no dream, this is live combat. Storms in the ring, you can't outlast that. Spin in the vortex, feel the impact. Once you step in.
A.K.A. and you're listening to Off the Top Rope Podcast. And if you're not, dead.
Hey, it's Chris Jericho here with the Blackheart Angels. And this week, what's your
Oh
name?
my God, Andrea
Andrea and
Stacy.
Stacy are going to talk about their experiences here at the Rhode Island Comic Con meeting me. So you could say that the Blackheart Angels just made the list. Bye.
That's awesome.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Oh shit, man! What up, dog? If you wanted to join the show, you could. You know the door always open. Pod Mob crew. You know what time it is. Yeah, tell me about it, Tyler. Now,
if Tyler, if that would have happened, I guarantee you, WWE would be slapped with so many AEW would be slapped with so many class action lawsuits that will make their head spin.
and guess what? Tony Khan would be like, "Bring it on, cocksuckers!" Because
TKO was trying to. TKO was
doing that 8-ball. Well, seeing as how we are now back from commercial break, I mentioned it earlier. This was a rivalry that started in the late 70s and it defined the NWA era of the 80s, baby. He was the American Dream. He was the 16-time Nature Boy. I'm talking about the rivalry between Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. Now, everybody knows the history of both of these men's careers. But I don't think their rivalry as a whole gets enough recognition. Because when you think about it, if you go back, and this is before the territories started to go to shit. Look right here. Dusty has the book. He's booking Ric Flair. So in a way, boss versus boss in the back. Not in the most traditionalist of senses. But these two, every time they got in the ring, you did not want to miss it. Because they gave everything. And it was all about that damn thing right there. The 10 pounds.
And it's beautiful. Still one of the most beautiful world titles in wrestling.
Correct. And then comes the big gold belt. The one that we are more modernly familiar with. Okay. Rick and Dusty. I mean, shit. Look at the cage where Dusty wins the big gold belt from Rick. That match all stemmed from Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, Dukes, aka Mr. Lotion, aka the D-Man, aka Cause It Like It Is. Okay, the American Dream and the Nature Boy wrote the NWA era as we know it. Yes, Dusty held the belt 3 times as world champion. But behind the scenes, what nobody realizes is how close these two men were. Both at their respectable Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. But look at this. Dusty was the one guy that nobody would have expected to induct this 2012 Hall of Fame. Tully Blanchard, Barry Windham, JJ Arn, Rick, the Four Horsemen. Their greatest rival and Rick's biggest rival was the American Dream. And the reason I chose this was when you go back, look at the intense stories they told in the ring. Look at the promos these two would cut on each other. Look at it is because of the level of intensity from Ric Flair and Dusty's rivalry. We got the Hard Times promo. It is because of that we got Starrcade, Great American Bash. These two guys behind the scenes, you know, back when we didn't know everything about behind the curtain. Sometimes I wish we could still go back to those days to an extent.
When we knew nothing back in those days.
Thank the Lord. Okay, when you would go back then, they were geniusing. Think about it. Think about it. Dusty could see one thing, Flair could see another. They would sit down and they would probably writing months of ideas together. And then they'd just go, fuck it. Okay, let's see what works. And it worked. Every major fucking show sell out. Every fucking time they got in the ring, instant magic. These two built a legacy together. You can't do that easy. You can't.
Well, Eric, there is one other thing that spawned from the Dusty Rhodes Ric Flair rivalry that I think you might have missed, my brother.
What is that, kind sir?
The War Games, Daddy, is coming to town.
I was just about to get to that. Because if you think about it, these two men were practically every fucking War Games.
They invented the War Games.
That is correct. And you want to know what? Dusty has said Flair came up with the dual ring concept to it. It was Dusty that said, how do we keep you guys in the ring and the illusion? I know. That's right, baby. In the flesh. In the flesh, Warren. Mav. I will say this. Dusty came up with the idea to put the cage around it. It was Ric's idea to come up with the two rings. So you are correct. We would not have War Games without this. We would not have the Road Warriors. We would not have the Four Horsemen. Okay? Dusty and Ric, their rivalry spawned like this. Yes, I was just thinking that. The promos alone. And guess what? There was never a fucking script. It was, go get over, you fuck up, you fuck up. That's how you learn.
Those two men, let's be honest, Flair and Dusty, they taught an entire generation. They taught Americans how to dream. They taught young men how to wear expensive suits, shiny watches.
Mm-hmm.
How to ride in limousines, how to ride in Lear jets. Made it fashionable to wear suits.
They taught everybody that if you had a problem, you threw down. You didn't have to.
And sometimes, like Ric Flair says, sometimes you might be having a hard time holding these alligators down. Whoa.
And sometimes, and I appreciated this one, the best one of them all is if you had a fight, you had a beef, you didn't need to pick up a weapon. You got in the ring and you threw down. One winner, one loser. But most importantly, taught you grit.
Are you talking about hard times? Hard times.
Mm-hmm. When a man has worked 30 years, baby, can't pay the wages, can't buy the food. When hard times is when they worked at a job 30 years, they give you a watch, kick you in the ass, and say, hey, a computer took your job, daddy. That's hard times. Okay?
And you know what? The Dusty Rhodes hard time promo. You know, Eric, the hard times promo, that's everybody during the pandemic.
Hard Times promo stands the fucking test of time. Without it, you don't get a mentor from Dusty that helps mold NXT. You don't get a mentor in Ric Flair that gave us the most potent, powerful, destructive version of Triple H with Evolution. You do not get a destructive Randy Orton, a destructive, even though I think he was overrated, that's just my opinion, in Batista. You do not get some of what you saw over the years. Hell, you don't get a very over fucking confident CM Punk. You don't get FCW.
And Ric Flair, this might be controversial for me to say, but I'm gonna be real with you. Ric Flair, to me, had a bigger impact on professional wrestling. To me, I'm talking about sports entertainment. I'm talking professional wrestling. Ric Flair had a bigger impact than Hulk Hogan.
Wait. I think we need to say something. And it goes a little something like this.
Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo!
Oh my God. Thank you. Yes, Hulk Hogan put us into mainstream. Big fucking whoop. It is Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes combined. KB has nailed it. No questions asked about this one. To me, without Dusty and Rick, oh, Mav just said this, and he's right.
He's right.
You don't get Alpha and Sika. You don't get the infamous match between, who was it?
Ric Flair and Antonio Inoki. Remember that match?
That one. You don't get Dusty or Rick going to Puerto Rico. You don't get some of the guys that would go to the early days of New Japan and All Japan when they were first coming up over there. These two men basically built not just the foundation, what modern day professional wrestling is known to be, but modern day mentorship, the way it should be. If it were up to me and the big man was still alive, I bet you he would have talked the old fart out of the TKO merger. Because Dusty would have seen the writing on the wall. And he would have been advising Vince. Because Vince would have come. We know Vince.
Dusty right now, if Dusty was alive today to see this TKO merger, he would be embarrassed. He'd be proud of it. He'd be proud of his son. I mean, I can hear him now. I'm so proud of my baby Cody. I'm so proud he's the WWE champion, daddy. But this whole TKO merger, Dusty would be fucking embarrassed.
Oh, more than, oh no. You know what I think? Dusty would finally have snapped, left. Cody would have followed. 30 days later. I'm Tony Schiavone. With me is Excalibur. And what the? We know whose music that is, but American Dream. Boom, boom, boom. And then cut it back into American Nightmare. Out walks Dusty, out walks Cody, out walks Dustin, and the whole place goes nuts.
I can see Dusty talking to Tony Khan. Tony Khan, how you doing? How you doing there, baby? I'm really enjoying what you're doing here with OAW or All Elite Wrestling, if you will.
Thank you. That was my big point.
Thank you, Mav. You're right. Pro wrestling was built on the back of two men, of the common man and the nature boy, the son of a plumber.
Yep, they need to face Hulk Hogan.
Mav, y'all know me for a long time. Y'all know how I feel about Hulk Hogan, and I will say this on air. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Well, Linda Hogan said she fucked the Giant, so that's beside the point.
And again, I will say fuck Hulk Hogan. I still say fuck Hogan.
Okay, I will say this about Hulk Hogan. We would not be as mainstream as we were without him. The man behind him, yeah, fuck him. With respect.
And that's what, and then that's exactly why, and I'm gonna make you laugh with this, Eric. This is why his daughter Brooke took more black dick than Zion Williamson's baby mama.
Yeah, fuck the Iron Sheik jabroni. Fuck the Hulk Hogan jabroni. Would you like to repeat what you just said about his daughter? I don't think I heard that correctly.
Before Brooke Hogan was married, I'm just gonna say this. This is why Brooke Hogan took more black dick than Zion Williamson's baby mama.
I've got the tea, and you.
Yeah, I said it.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeet. Yeah.
You're damn right. You're goddamn right. I said it.
Hang on, that. Hang on. That was beautiful. I'm sorry. That was beautiful. I've never had a moment in the history of my program to date where this is so beautiful. And I ain't being funny, I mean it.
You goddamn right. I said it.
Because the best part is, it should have been it should have been a gangbang, but that's beside the point. But for all you offendeds,
If anybody,
you offended, motherfucker.
if anybody's offended by what I said, here's what you can go do. It's Sunday morning. Get on your knees, pray to the Lord above, and get ready to take that black dick like Brooke. Thank you.
What?
God damn, that was good. You've got me tongue tied for the first time ever, brother. I love that shit. But now, in all seriousness, let's get back to it. Name one match that defined that rivalry.
Oh, that's easy. Starcade '85. When Dusty finally overcame Flair at Starcade to win the title. That is what defined the rivalry because during the lead up, I did my research this week. The lead up to to the match was Dusty's Hard Times promo. You had the first War Games match, which led up to Starcade.
Uh-huh.
And you had Ric Flair cutting the infamous, "You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down." Whoa.
But you want to know what else? There was another one that led up to this that I think we don't appreciate because I watched the Dusty Rhodes doc again.
Mm-hmm.
If it be that way, daddy, let it be. You and the Four Horsemen, Rick, they need to ride on another planet because I've saved the stratosphere for me and you. Because it was just getting ready to go inside that steel cage for that match, the one you're mentioning. Flair and Dusty combined taught you how to shoot a promo from the hip, which this generation does not seem to study enough of. You want to know somebody who shoots from the hip, in my opinion, and does a great job? MJF. Doesn't need a script. Just say,
No.
just I'd be like, hit these 3 key points.
Just need bullet points.
Huh?
MJF just needs bullet points.
And guess what? He can go do it. Darby Allin, same thing in his own unique way. Okay? Swerve Strickland doesn't need script, doesn't need bullet points. Let that motherfucker cook. Because Swerve can cook, and we all know that. Will Ospreay can cook. We all know that. John Moxley, we all know he can cook. We've always known that. Way before his WWE days and shit. All right? My point is there are key talents of this generation that studied the likes of Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes and learned that part of the craft. That is why this rivalry means so much. That is why I wanted to take a look into it, because without it, it would be scripted so bad, it would become roller derby. And how many of us watch roller derby?
Never seen it.
Exactly. I'd rather scratch my nutsack over nails than watch roller derby. Okay? So, I will say this, KB, you have hit everything on the head. No doubt about it. But make no mistake. Without the American dream and the native boy, the 80s wouldn't have been as fun as they were.
I think that, and Lord forbid, when Flair's time comes, there needs to be a week-long celebration of this man's career, because let's be honest, none of us will be, as wrestling fans, thinking about wearing expensive suits or throwing up four fingers if it wasn't for the Nature Boy.
And by the way, Tyler's right. Look at Thekla.
Oh, she takes from Flair's promos. She is a student of Flair's promos.
I'm telling you, Charlotte studied from her daddy. She's getting it. Thekla, I know for a fact, because if you take some of her promos, put it just like you and I are now on screen, KB, side by side, and listen to Flair, listen to her, I swear to fucking God, I'm staring in the mirror. Tyler's right. And yeah, she is funny as fuck, but she's on point. She's nailing it. And here's the thing. The minute you can get on the mic, cut one hell of a fucking promo, and you're able to do it week after week after week, you won't need a script. You don't fucking need bullet points. You just go fucking do it. As Hunter told CM Punk, you're CM Punk. You don't need me to tell you what to say. Go fucking do it. Because they both agreed. Some talent know what they're doing. You don't need a script. Just go fucking do it. Go do what our heroes did, what some of the guys that mentored us did. Dusty, Heyman, the greats. I will tell you all to the day I die. If you look at some of the modern day talent, I promise, if you study it long enough like we have, and know, you will see remnants of Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes in people's promos. And it doesn't matter if they're a babyface or a heel, because make no mistake, those two are the reason the 80s, particularly for the NWA, before it got ugly, and then we all know how it all turned out. But for the most part, we all know if it wasn't for these two, we wouldn't have War Games, wouldn't have the Great American Bash, wouldn't have Starrcade. We wouldn't have.
The NWA World Title wouldn't be as prestigious as it is today without Flair and Dusty.
Correct. The NWA 10 pounds of gold, the original, the one that Billy Corgan is using in NWA modern day, would not be as prevalent as it still is. Its lineage would still not be as potent as it is, regardless if WWE thinks they own it. They actually really don't. They only own certain things of that era because Billy Corgan bought the remnants and took care of business. Okay? So, in retrospect, if you think about it, without Flair, without Dusty, the NWA, it croaks. Vince ultimately succeeds. WCW was never born, okay, from the ashes of the old NWA days. Okay? You don't get the Monday Night War because without Flair and Dusty and that rivalry, you don't even fucking get things like the Freebirds. You don't get things like, I don't know, JYD. Because it was them that saw that.
And I think we could just, I'm just going to say this one last thing about this whole thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
Nope, you're good.
from all wrestling fans, I don't know if Ric Flair will ever see this, from all wrestling fans to what Flair and Dusty have done for the business, we say thank you. That's in a nutshell. We say thank you, Rick. We say thank you, Dusty, for everything that you've done for professional wrestling, putting it on your back the way you did. Thank you from all of us to you.
Absolutely. Thank you both. You taught how to cut promos. You taught how to give your blood, your sweat, your sperm, your tears, your energy, your heart, your soul, your mind. You gave it all. KB, I couldn't say any better.
Taught wrestling fans how to tell a story in the ring.
And on the mic. Okay.
So say thank you.
So now, is that we're almost about to be wrapping up here soon. And we're coming up to that part of the show where, it's time to get some things off our chest. KB, you're going to be kicking it off. So, folks, y'all know what time it is. They're well oiled. They're well polished. It's time for what grinds my gears. KB, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. You know what really grinds my gears on this Sunday morning? TKO. In the course of 7 days, you have released two of the greatest tag teams of this generation, the Motor City Machine Guns and the New Day. So what the hell are you trying to do here? Not just that, but Eric, what was the other listener? Wasn't there somebody else who got released within the past 7 days? It was the Machine Guns, the New Day. Let's see, am I missing the entirety of the Wyatt Six?
Yep, Wyatt Six,
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black and Zelina.
You let Aleister Black walk out the door.
How corny can you get?
You literally let Aleister Black walk out the door after a year. You did nothing with this man outside of a feud with Damian Priest. And literally, that's the only thing the man didn't even have a match on WrestleMania. As a matter of fact, I think he was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown.
Oh, Jesus.
That's all you had for Aleister. TKO, I understand your business. Your job is to make money, and your job is to put WWE in a better position to make more money. But let me ask Paul Levesque this one question. I don't think nobody on the show ever asked Paul this. At what moment did you lose your soul? How much money did it take for TKO to own your soul? How big was that check for them to get you to sell your dignity one more time? How big was that check for them to get you to sell your dignity? Because that's all you did, Paul. You sold your soul to TKO. That's exactly what you did. Because this ain't the Paul Levesque that booked Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe in NXT in the good days of NXT. This is not the Paul Levesque who gave us the killer Shayna Baszler. This ain't even the Paul Levesque that gave us the best women's undefeated streak of all time in Asuka. What have you become, Paul? Another corporate shill. You have become exactly the people that you used to hate. You have become the people who, if I remember back in 1996, 1996, who put you on a year-long probation, who killed your push. Oh, but you don't want to talk about that, do you, Paul? Remember after the curtain call when they killed your push for an entire year and basically had you relegated to mid-card for the entirety of the year? You have become those people. You are now what you hate, or what you used to hate. So I'm saying this as a wrestling fan. This is what grinds my gears. TKO and Paul Levesque becoming a corporate puppet. And you just signed a new 5-year extension. To do what? To be TKO's bitch? to be.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
That's what you did, Paul. And that's where it grinds my gears. Eric?
It's a little hot under the collar up in this bitch. Hearing that. What grinds my gears is when somebody stabs another person in the back, calling this a pet project. After crawling back and asking for a platform and forgiveness. What grinds my gears is when you betray the people that you care about. What also grinds my gears is, as KB alluded to, hey, Triple H, you know, I gotta ask this one. When did you get your vasectomy? Because your balls are gone. I mean, you have your kids. When was the last time you had sex with Stephanie? What happened to the never mind. You know, there could be kids watching, so we're not going to go into full Howard Stern mode here. But I think for those who remember the infamous interview with Stephanie and Triple H, and him talking about taking her to Pound Town, particularly, you know, sticking it somewhere else and not in the pink, if you catch my drift. What happened to your balls, Hunter? When was the last time you fucked your wife, Hunter? Because apparently you don't have no balls anymore. KB hit the nail on the head. You sold your soul. You know what grinds my gears is when you have certain talent that you can't do nothing with. You mean to tell me you can't send them to go help young talent get over and build them? Can't send them to Evolve? Can't send them to NXT? Just to give them a little bit extra? Shit. Here's the thought. Pull what Tony Khan does. Let him go fucking have fun on the indies for a bit. Make the fans miss them. The old man knew how to do that, as does Tony Khan. What grinds my gears the most, and what pisses me off the most, is that this is going to become, if it don't stop the modern day WCW, and Vince will have no say and will not care anymore because he will have given everything he could. He got fucked in the ass, part of it his own way, and we all know that. And here we are. Oh, and one other thing. To you women who like to make false accusations because you want your 15 fucking seconds of fame to fucking make money. Yes, I'm calling out the bitch that made the accusations about Vince because it has recently been brought to my attention that she lied through her goddamn teeth, all because he fired her because she sucked at her job. And that's out of her own mouth. So that pisses me off. What truly pisses me off is when fans think they fucking know one thing and then they get swerved, and I sit there and go, come talk to me when you've been watching this over 30 fucking years. Like myself and the guys in the mob and others. We've seen enough. We know enough to know which way it's going to go. And whenever we get swerved, we enjoy it because it makes it that much more interesting. Fuck all of you who want it to be predictable. I don't. I want it to take the curve at 85 to 88 mile an hour. God, Back to the Future on my brain again. God damn it. I want that level of intensity in the ring. I want that, oh shit, I didn't expect that. Like we're getting with the Death Riders and Will Ospreay. I'm intrigued by it. But what grinds my gears the most, and I'll go back to the start of the fucking program, is when somebody comes groveling to somebody that I call my brother, my family, saying, oh, I want a second chance. Oh, I want a platform. We gave you one. We told you what you needed to do to get more invested. And you want to call this a pet project? Go fuck yourself, buddy. Don't come back. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Because you just pissed me off. And I was nice last week. But then I heard what you called this. That's a spit in my face for my hard work. If it was me calling something you put all your heart and soul into, calling it that, you'd tear my fucking head off, pal. And don't go crying to the boss. Don't you fucking dare. I don't put up with betrayal. So here's a piece of advice. Don't fuck over the ones that care about you. Don't betray them. You will get your ass handed to you. Not in the way you think, but you can get your ass handed to you. And you want to know what really grinds my gears the most? Is there are certain members of the roster that should have been let go that didn't. Why am I still seeing, and I know I might catch hell for this, why am I still seeing Nikita Lyons when she hasn't really done much? I'm not saying, I get it's the sex appeal. I get all that. Jada Parker, when you going to let me clap it, Miss Parker? If you know, you know, okay? But
I think Jay Uso's already clapping that, but continue.
God damn it, dude. I already know that. I'm being a smart ass. Hey, Jay, can we just say, how loud does it clap? How loud does it clap? How loud does it clap? Say what?
How long does it clap? How long does it clap?
Does it clap? How loud does it clap? Yeah. Here's your cigarette now. Post clap, yeet clap. But what really pisses me off the most is that some fans think that they know everything when it comes to the book. They don't. There are certain aspects that we may not know, because even in all the years of our infinite fandom, there are just some things we don't know because we're not in the mix. We are not in that area of the business. And that's okay. But the fact that we lost the New Day, a thought comes to my mind. Here's a thought to TKO. How about instead of following the fucking same old bullshit that the good old boys did, including the old fart, here was an idea. Go to Jacksonville, have a long discussion. We're not talking about ownership. We're not talking about cross-branding. You could break the final fucking door. And then, okay, so some guys want to go do some stuff in TNA. If I don't have them booked, hey, TNA, you need some fresh faces to do some things with. Here's a list of who you can pick. Come on in. Japan calls up WWE or AEW, whatever. Same thing. You now have a old school, modern day territory connection. You're not putting it under one fucking banner. Everybody's going to fly their own. But you're working together to bring the best product out there. And folks, in conclusion, if you're not going to do that, fuck you. That's what's grinding my gears. So, ladies and germs, that about wraps up this edition. Now, as always, KB, you know the door is always open anytime you want. But in the next 2 weeks or so, we will be going on our summer break. Next week, we will be celebrating a special edition for Mother's Day next week, Sunday. You better love your mamas.
You only get one mom in this world.
Doesn't matter if it's your real mama, your stepmama, your auntie, your grandmama, big mama, baby mama. You only get one. Okay. So next week will be a shorter episode because we're going to do that. The following week, 17th, or the day of Double or Nothing will be our season finale. I have not decided, but if we do it on the 17th, you can bet your ass that show will be our predictions going into Double or Nothing and some of our funniest moments from the season. But shout out to Gunner. He right now is actually on assignment doing something rather fun. So he will be joining us next week. To the boss man, I know he's exhausted. He's busy doing what he's got to do. Shout out to him. I will be seeing him soon. KB, tell the people how to find you, what you got going on, good sir. Talk to him, baby. What's causing all this?
Well, first of all, Eric, thank you again for having me in the asylum. Thank you for having me for the past few weeks. I appreciate y'all. So where you can find me, you can find me on the Bird app at KB Brown 72, over there on X, the Bird app, whatever you want to call it these days. But like I always say, may not be on here regularly, but I will say this is one thing that's for sure about KB is nothing's for sure. But until I see all of you again, remember this. God is love. Well, love is God. God is love. Always respect the people around you. And in the words of Mr. Robinson, if you know, tomorrow, I'll come back to work tomorrow when my kid's not here. Goodbye, boys and girls.
Well, you are always welcome here on the program. You should know that better than anybody. Tune in next week. We're going to have a lot coming up. KB, I know you spending time with the missus to be, so I expect you to be going to do that as soon as we get off the air. My happy ass, I got some grocery shopping to do. But folks, tune in next week. We're going to have a good time. Double or Nothing's coming up weeks away. Where's this going to lead? Do we know what Will Ospreay's going to look like going into Double or Nothing? Because as soon as Double or Nothing concludes, we're heading to London for All Out. Will he challenge for the world title?
Oh, speaking of All In, I want to leave people this one little nugget before we leave. 2027 All In. It was announced yesterday that Tony Khan is narrowing it down to 4 potential locations, all of which are in the United States. One of them is the great city of Miami, Florida. The other one is Los Angeles, California. There's a big enough stadium in LA. The third would be they go to another part of Texas, in Dallas. It's another big city in Texas, possibly H-Town.
All right.
Or Jacksonville. Gee, is there a place in Jacksonville that can hold a pay-per-view like that? All in?
Oh, I know there's and I just found this out earlier in the week. He's working on the biggest middle finger to the Fed of them all.
No, Nolans, my home, Louisiana, my home.
That I would not mind going to check out. I've never been.
Can you imagine All In New Orleans? Hey, I'm saying it right now, Eric. I'm saying it right now, Eric. If All In goes to New Orleans, come find me. The first hurricane and hand grenade is on me.
I'll be right there with you. But I must say this. There is one other arena he is looking at as the ultimate to the E.
The Garden.
Thank you.
If Tony Khan is All in Madison Square Garden,
it's game over. Checkmate.
He's going scorched earth.
It's called check and mate, folks.
Hell, I'll fly to New York for that. All in the Garden. I'll fly to the Garden for that.
I'll take the train from Buffalo to New York City. Hell, I'll work the street corner. I don't give a fuck. I'll work the stripper pole. I don't give a shit. I will work whatever I got to do to get in that fucking building. I'll take tickets. I just won't do. I won't do a Tyrone Biggums. Okay, I won't go on Fear Factor.
Hell, I'll save up for it for a year to go to that in the garden. Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Wrestling Asylum. For my special co-host today, the Seer, the Predictor, the King KB. I'm your host EJ. Shout out to the ladies of Black Hearts Angels. Magnificent job last night, as always. To the Pod Mob men, great work as always. Thank you to Dukes and Mav for joining me in the chat here.
Yeah, AEW Redemption is kind of going to be like their version of the Royal Rumble.
That's what I'm hearing too. But in closing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, stay notified. You know the deal. Also, don't forget, check out my good friend Mitch and all his fellow colleagues over at the Hardcore Sports Network. The partnership with them and OTTR, we're loving it. We're killing it. You know how it is. But folks, I'm looking at my clock. It's about that time. And if I had my normal voice, I'd be sounding like Tony Schiavone. But we're out of time. We got to go. It's Sunday. I thank you. I love you. I got my friends and family. And if you're not down with that, then I got 2 words for you.
Fuck it.
Till next week. So long. Until next time.